What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Mana League Season 1 Satellite Tournament Final Four, sponsored by Elite.pro. Infinite Mana League is an ongoing series of tournaments hosted by my team, Infinite Mana, and currently the registration for our $6,000 tournament is open right now. If you go to infinitemana.gg, make sure you guys get yourself registered. $6,000 minimum prize pool for the main event, so get yourself registered for that. These tournaments wouldn't be possible without our sponsor, Elite.pro. They make these sweet hoodies and hats, so go check them out, Elite.pro. You can get some sweet merch from them. Today we have the Final Four of the free-to-play Satellite Tournament for the best players in the game. We've got co-hosting with me today the man, the myth, the legend, and the newest member of Team Infinite Mana. Welcome, my new teammate, Fake Muse. How you doing, Fake Muse?
Sounds weird calling me a teammate. And oh yeah, the chat thinks this is a Henry jersey, but this is a Baronis jersey from a long time ago. But yeah, but we're excited for the Tennessee Titans, and we're excited for this Final Four as well.
Indeed. Thanks for getting back on track. We have 4 awesome competitors. We're going to take a look at all their deck lists. This is an open deck list format, so you guys can actually see every single deck that all 4 of these guys are going to play. There are no Genesis cards allowed in this format, and there are no Etherbots cards allowed, and no Trial of the Gods cards allowed. So that means that these deck lists are more of a limited type format, not necessarily something you want to replicate if you have access to other cards yourself. But there's still some very nice deck lists. And Nick says, who are the other 3 people not named Clutch? So that is true. We have Clutch, who's taken down a bunch of tournaments recently. And of course, he's probably the guy to beat. But we've also got, our first match of the day is going to be Kleckle. Nope, that's not true. Kleckle is playing against Clutch in the second match of the day.
CopperPitch hype fake me 7HYPE.
Thanks for the sub, and I thought I turned off text-to-speech, but apparently not. But our first match of the day is going to be Octopus Geno, and we're going to take a look at his deck list on screen right now. And he's playing against TBHannson, and we'll take a look at his deck list second. They're getting started right this minute. Their game should go live in approximately 2 minutes. Let's see if they're starting. They are going. So we should see their game in just a few minutes starting up. We'll have both hands, and Clay is how you pronounce. So I thought it was Kleckle. Fake Muse said it was Clee. Sam pronounces it Clay. No one knows how to pronounce this man's name. Maybe if he's in the chat, he can clear it up. Apologies to Kleckle in advance if we're saying it completely wrong. But yes,
it's probably Lily because the C's are silent. It's gonna be completely, get us off guard probably.
Yeah. So Clay is indeed doing amazing. He is now in the top 50, I believe, of the highest weekend ranked win rate percentages. So he's quite quickly rising to the top here, and he's going to have to take on Clutch in order to continue his meteoric rise. But our first match is indeed Go Geno.
Go Geno.
Thanks, text-to-speech. Thank you. Octopus Alldog cheering on his teammate in the chat with the sub. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at Geno's decks. Fake Muse, what do you think of these decks?
I mean, the war seems relatively standard. A little bit of a higher top end going up to Hector, which, I mean, I would expect from Team Octopus, but that seems pretty solid. His death list, I would be salivating on the opportunity to take advantage of that list. I feel like it can't be too consistent. I do not believe in zombie death, and I think this provides a great opportunity for TBHannson to potentially just take the match, just abusing that one deck. But the war list seems pretty solid to me.
Yeah, and then he's also got Death, which is a very interesting deck. I'm very excited to watch this one. I do believe all 4 of our competitors actually brought War to the event. Let me just see. TBH is live, but the game has not started yet. We still have a few minutes. said, okay, I see myself. All right, so they're just starting them now. So we do have a few minutes here to talk about deck lists. Yeah, Overseer of Vitality. Only good players run Overseer, says Aftermath in the chat. It is a very fun card. Overseer is not one you see run very often. So this is a very interesting zombie deck. He's got the Cursed Obelisk, the Necroceptor. He's got Void Flash to blow up his own zombies and kill opponent creatures. The Overseer, its text is give -2 health to each enemy creature and +2 strength to each of your own creatures. So anything that has 2 health or less, it's basically a board wipe. And
yeah, the only reason why Aftermath likes Overseer of Vitality, by the way, is because it's a hard counter to Bladefly. That's the only reason why he likes it.
Bladefly, of course, one of the best cards in the game, according to Aftermath. So Geno here, yeah, what do you think of this? He's got 1 Corpse Explosion. He's got the Ray of Disintegration ×2, Void Flash ×2. Honestly, if you don't have Relic Removal, this deck looks kind of nasty. I feel like maybe Eva has some anti-synergy with this deck. You might accidentally get rid of your own Cursed Obelisks. You're always going to have zombies.
Can destroy Cursed Obelisk. You could have Fickle Cambion potentially go Moon on the right board state, and then Eva could potentially kill that when your opponent might not have another answer. So I question Eva in more of a, I would consider this attempted aggro mid-range type of deck, maybe closer to mid-range. So I just don't think it fits with it. I mean, it fits perfectly in board wipe death, but I don't like it in its inclusion in this list.
Yeah, he's also got a 1 of Archer, which is interesting, and a 1 of Brimstone. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, for the mulligan consistency, 1-ofs are less great unless there's a very specific reason. I don't see a reason why having 2 Archers in your deck is bad.
Yeah.
And or having 2 Brimstones, if you believe in that card, is bad. So I don't understand why the 1-of inclusion's there.
Yeah, seems very interesting. He also has like a 1 of Trojan Battle Mage, which I can understand if you run into Blood Ritual. It can just instantly murder your Trojan Battle Mages, so maybe you don't want to bring 2 of those. Overall, pretty solid decks. I think we'll see how he matches up here against TBH. Here's TBH's deck lists. Also brought War, but a kind of different War. He's got Einar, he's got Tenderizers, he also has Hector, so this maybe is even more heavy of a top end. He's got the 2 Carnage Sweeps.
The thing that pops up to me for Hanson is, where are the Soul Survivors?
I was just about to say, where are those Soul Survivors?
I mean, I know he loves Tenderizer, and that's kind of a pet card of his, but I just can't imagine playing War right now, regardless if you're aggro or control, without even throwing in 1, and especially kind of a more control list like this. He's running Einor, an Auric Mage, and not Soul Survivor. That catches me by surprise.
Yeah, Auric Mage is a very interesting 2x here. I think it's a great card in many situations, but it's also not one that you typically see run. At the 6 mana slot, like you said, you could be running some Soul Survivors instead, maybe. So it'll be interesting to see.
I personally think Auric Mage kind of makes sense in this format if you're running Hector, because you don't have demos for Leech. So being able to play Auric Mage to get your Hector Leech does make sense. And there's not that many other options. You can't run Not V Pillager, which is a very popular one. I'm like the only person who thinks the 5 mana 3/4 Chimera is any decent. So most people don't even consider that. So I can understand Auric Mage if you're planning on running Hector.
Thanks for the sub there, Chat Tout. It seems very interesting, too, that he's running a 1 of Enduring Shield. Do you think he doesn't own a 2nd Enduring Shield? Why would you run 1?
I'm pretty sure he owns 2, but I think he was worried about Relic Overload. He's got an Enduring Shield, he's got 2 Blade of Sticks, and 2 Valka's Captain, so he's looking at 5 relics.
Yeah.
And I guess he decided that Enduring Shield was one of the weaker ones.
Oh, I guess plus the Tenderizers, too.
Oh, yeah, the Tenderizers, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
so
forgot
7
about
relics,
those. Yeah, there's a lot of
But
relics.
he does run 2 Carnage sweeps,
Yeah.
so he can get utility out of those relics for sure.
Yeah, very interesting war deck. Let's take a look at his Deception deck here. This looks like it's going to be a very fun... this, honestly, might be my favorite deck that anybody brought. It has Lantern-Bound Fae, which is my favorite card. It can do 3 damage on Roar, and then it comes back into your hand once it gets rid of its order. Comboed with the Hollow, you can constantly be bringing it back to your hand, hitting people in the face for 3 damage. Pretty excited to see that one. What else do you what do you think about the rest of this list here?
I love the Deception list. I've been playing a lot of Hidden Rush lists. When I was playing in this tournament, my list was fairly similar to this. My good list, not my light list. But my good list was fairly similar to this. And I think that this Deception list is a pretty good counter, especially because we see that Geno didn't queue up with Nature. So I believe this Deception list matches up very well against War and very well against Death. So I think this is a very good play by Hanson, and I like just the general deck build. Overall, I don't really have anything critical.
Okay, yeah, I think yeah, it looks just like a solid, really fun deck. I really hope we get to see the Lantern-Bound Fae pop off. When it actually gets rolling, it is unbelievable. Sometimes it's just kind of a 5-mana deal 3, 3/4 that sits there and kind of is a dead card for a while. But when you can pop it off with the Hollow or with other things that can give it order, it can be deadly. Well, it doesn't look like he's playing. Doesn't look like he's playing anything else that gives order though. So really, just the Hollow is the only thing that can, you know.
I want to see the Hollow plus Patient Pickpocket combo get off. I have had that combo multiple times in some of my games. It's ultimate greed and super annoying if you can get that to work.
Yes, I've seen people play that against me, and it is never fun. It's always terrifying when you're holding all your late game cards. You know, you can't play them until the end of the game. So if someone keeps playing Pickpocket and they can be stealing or copying the same copy of one of your good cards, you can pickpocket like a demo 3 times or something, and suddenly you have 3 demos.
I was playing a board wipe deck and copied Apocalypse Now 3 times once.
Yeah.
I ended up actually outvaluing the board wipe death deck at the end. It's hilarious.
That's almost impossible to do, but a 1-mana Patient Pickpocket can comboed with the Hollow, constantly just copying cards from your opponent's hand. Pretty nasty. Looks like they're trying to queue up here. Let me hide this stuff. Okay. Looks like they're getting into queue. Let me make sure I got Geno up as well. It looks like they're queuing in. They are getting into a game, and here we go. Can everybody see? Let me make sure. It looks good. It looks good. And here we're off. We see Deception from TBH and Geno queuing in with his zombie deck. This is going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I like this for TBH. My Deception list has done very well. The Makeshift Shiv is a great card in your opening hand here.
It's a zombie slayer.
Yeah, the Armor Lurker is amazing too. It's just a lot of problems for Geno to have.
Yeah, this TBH is going second though, so we'll see if Geno can get off to a fast start. Sometimes if you start with like an Obelisk in hand, you can kind of just pass turn 1 and then drop an Obelisk on turn 2 here. But looks like Geno's hand is not looking pretty
good. It's very reactive.
Yeah, if he had gone second, it would be a great opening hand.
I mean, if TBH was smart here, he knows not to attack with the Armor Lurker because it's just going to get wrecked. But he's not. I'm disappointed in him. He should know better.
We do have a good question from Nick in the chat. He asks, they know each other's deck lists, but they don't know what deck their opponent will play, right? And that is correct. So both players have to win with both of their decks in order to win. It's a best of 3. But that is correct. You don't know which deck your opponent's going to bring to the match unless they've already won one, and then they can't bring the same one. But if you lose, you can either choose to again queue with the same deck or switch to your other decks your opponent still doesn't know. So it's a little bit of an advantage for the person who is down 1 game to none.
And I think we're seeing, based on that last turn, the real disadvantage of TBH attacking and giving up his Armor Lurker, which is going to get a free hit on the board. He gave up a lot of board presence that turn that was completely unnecessary, in my opinion. I don't like attacking for 3 points of damage because, I mean, your opponent's at 30. You're not face racing them at the moment.
Yeah, so now he's going to try and get that Guild Enforcer out, probably. It looks like his only real play here. Well, no, he did top deck a Skeleton Heavy. But...
yeah, I don't like Guild Enforcer here because
yeah,
the
that
Fickle
Cambion, yeah,
is a potential answer as well. And Hunting Trap plus Skeleton Heavy just curves so well.
Yeah. Grabs the Relic Removal, doesn't pip it out. He's definitely just holding that for the Necroceptor. That is pretty brutal for Geno to see. The Necroceptor is so powerful, and if you can just pick up free Relic Removal from the Sanctum, it completely kills your Necroceptors.
Yeah, that's not the card that Geno wanted to see available in the Sanctum at the start of this game.
Yeah.
And what I'm interested for this turn is, does TBH just go all in here? I mean, I would toss a Dark Knives and the Skeleton Heavy, go face, hide that puppy, and go ahead and toss a Hunting Trap on the Cambion and say we're racing now.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna do that.
Yeah, gotta toss that Knives in there. If you're not willing to go all in a situation like this, I don't know why you're running Dark Knives.
Yeah. And yeah, this is looking pretty bad for Geno here.
Yeah, I do like keeping back the Wiccan Trapper because this is an open decklist format. You know your opponent has 2 copies of Necroceptor, and you can just hold that back completely in your hand, and they can never play it. You just eat the Necroceptor.
Yeah. Ooh, we get to see the holo, but I think it's a little slow here. We're already in a very bad situation for Geno, so just going to flood the board here. I'm not even sure what Geno could possibly top deck here to... ooh, Arch of Amenmos. Okay.
That's a good card. I think what we can see here is we can see TBH go face with everything and buy the Valkus Discovery, killing all the zombies. Prevents any health gain. That's the smoothest line. We'll see if that's what he goes with here.
So he would need 17 favor.
Oh wait, yeah, he'd be 2 favor short.
Well, he could use his god power to kill one of the zombies. And he might do exactly that. And now if he uses his relic to kill a zombie, he can get the... Or go face with the relic, he could get the... but no, he's just going to go all in.
I mean, the holo plus Shackled Acolyte is just... yeah, it's like something. If you get those 2 going together, paired, then you can give the Shackled Acolyte +2/+2 every single turn.
Yeah, and we can see the Overseer here, but the Overseer is just barely... barely not going to cut it.
Well, it actually is going to cut it because it's going to be able to kill the Battle Oryx. You're going to get some Leech, and TBH isn't going to have lethal here. You got that whole board full of 3/1 zombies, and yeah, this is actually interesting now. We can see that TBH doesn't have lethal here.
But he does have Valkus Discovery, which is pretty disgusting.
Yeah, he definitely needs to go ahead and pick up the Valkus Discovery. That is for sure. And this actually does expose the Arc of Amenmos if he wanted to attack there, but I don't think he does. I think he just wants to go face. He could also hide the Guild Enforcer for free because it doesn't take 1 point of damage from Orpheo's Distraction. And yeah, I mean, I agree with this line.
Yeah.
As long as he hides that Guild Enforcer.
And then you just drop the Wiccan Trapper just for some extra damage.
Well, one line he had this turn, which looks very weird and unconventional, is he could have actually put the Order 2 on the Wiccan Trapper so that Geno couldn't attack into it.
Yeah, I like that better, to be honest.
That way he would be threatening lethal.
Yeah.
You don't really care if you lose the Hollow at this stage of the game.
Right.
It's not a super impactful card.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's actually a misplay. I think he should have given order to the Wiccan Trapper.
The scary thing here for TBH is those zombies do have leech, so
Yeah.
if you can't kill your opponent, then he is going to gain health.
Yeah, and currently no lethal this turn. He does have some outs for lethal if he can draw another Dark Knives. Maybe he might. I don't know if he runs a second makeshift shiv.
He only runs one. That's one thing I noticed. Okay, didn't high roll off the Hollow.
Didn't high roll, and now what do you do? Suddenly, if you had left the, if you had given order to the Wiccan Trapper, you win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have had to have high rolled off of V-Rock and desperately dug for cards. Now it's difficult because we can see 6 points of leech for Geno this next turn. I think the key line here is faced with the Guild Enforcer, you hide it, you play the Switch Duelist and the Uncanny Rogue, and you give order to the Uncanny Rogue. Even though Geno can heal for 6, you'll still be threatening lethal next turn unless he has something else.
Oh no, you cheat the one you can cheat for free.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if he can, but this does threaten lethal though.
Yeah.
So that means Geno has to top deck here, and he can't. Well, he actually can kill one of his minions.
Yeah, he can actually void flash
the ordered minion.
Yeah. So maybe.
Yeah, so you can kill the ordered minion. Then you heal for 6 with the leech.
That's still lethal?
You're 1 point off. It's still lethal. It's still 7 points. So actually, maybe TBHannson made the correct decision hiding the deadly minion.
Had more attack.
Or the uncanny rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
200 IQ.
Attack is the difference between lethal and not.
Wow. If Geno.
So, I mean, yeah, the issue here is just you can't. If there was a way where he could have actually, I think the correct line for Geno was actually purposely killing one of his own zombies into the hollow, then playing Ava, and then using Void Flash and hoping to high roll into the Switch Duelist.
Yeah.
He would have had a chance to survive there. The card shark doesn't even produce anything there.
Brutal. That was a close one. Almost made the comeback. Wow. That was
but
really close.
See TBH going ahead and getting the win there. Very good game though.
Yeah, it got sweaty. Yeah, we almost saw that misplay. The first misplay. The second misplay was not a misplay. He cheated the correct creature. I incorrectly called out that he cheated the wrong one, but no. Gave him perfect lethal. But yeah, perhaps he could have ordered the Wiccan Trapper earlier, and then it would have given him lethal a turn prior.
Yeah, if he had done that or earlier. A lot of times people don't like to give up the hollow because it's an infinite value generator, but at the end of the game, like in that situation, if you're able to distract your opponent, it's worth more than whatever random guild creature you're probably going to get, because most of the guild minions are not that useful.
Yeah. All right, we got game 2. Geno sticking with his zombies. TBH has to switch to war now. He needs to get one more win. Needs to be with his war deck. Geno needs to pull off back-to-back wins here in order to move on to the finals. These guys are playing for over $800 in prizes, including some free entry tickets into the main event, the $6,000 main event, which you can register for at infiniteMana.gg, sponsored by Elite.pro.
Yeah, $6,000 prize pool. The cost to enter is only 6 gods, and if you've been looking at crypto prices recently, that's not that much anymore.
Basically free.
It's very close to being free.
Just wait another week or two. It might be literally free. All right, so we see both of them getting off to a kind of fast start. Both got some board presence. But TBH has some reactive cards here.
This is basically the dream start for Geno. I'm not going to say that he's going to win the game because I think he's playing a worse deck.
He's got that Necroceptor.
He's got the Necroceptor. He has Ava against War, which, I mean, if you're running it in any matchup, I would assume it would be for this one. So everything seems to be in Geno's favor to potentially win this game. With that being said, when I've faced these death lists with perfect draws, I've still been beating them with Slayer. So TBH definitely is very much in this game.
Yeah. And there's also no relic removal in the Sanctum this time, which is very important.
Yeah, I was about to point that out. That's probably the most important thing for Geno, is he high rolled and there not being relic removal. And the way Necroceptor is currently set up, it's hard for TBH to gain tons of favor, because he loses favor every time he kills a zombie.
Yeah, the fact that the Necroceptor steals all your favor is so brutal. It's just impossible to gain favor.
Yeah. And here's a difficult dilemma for TBH. Is, do you kill the Ava or do you...
I don't like this line, because now you just trade the Ava into the 3-2, and then the other 3-2 with protected loses protected and becomes a 1-1.
This was the exact line I wanted to avoid. I thought that he should have attacked the Ava, hoped to high roll a 50-50. And then if he high rolled, he could have actually gotten out the Raid Reveler and not be guaranteed to end up with a silly zombie like this.
Yeah, you don't want this zombie. Now it's just going to sit there. Although, now he has a chance to trade it off for a 4-2. Although now there's more zombies.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly awkward, but...
Don't you play the Orcish Elite first there?
Yeah. Yeah, you kill the zombie with the Orcish... You Orcish Elite to kill the 2-2 zombie, then you attack to kill your own zombie, and then you're guaranteed to have 3 health remaining on the Orcish Elite there. But I mean, this did work out because when he kills the zombie, it automatically turns the V-Rock into a zombie. I guess it worked out there.
Yeah, I think it did. Well, what's Geno got? Geno's got the Arch in hand for next turn. That Arch is nasty. I'm excited to see the Arch come out.
This is such a cringe turn. I mean, do you toss out the Nether Swarm Lord? He wants to get a lot of value out of Nether Swarm Lord. I get that, but
man, that relic 4-1. Auric Mage. Maybe the Auric Mage is purely in this deck for being a zombie killer. This is what an Auric Mage. I mean, wow.
Oh yeah, it's
God.
Single-handedly gonna keep TBH right in this game. He plays the Auric Mage. He can kill the Ark of Amimos if he would like. With we can just go face.
I think he'll trade the 3-1s.
He probably the 3-1 and one of the relics, I would assume.
Yeah.
3-1 and one of the relic.
Yeah, I like that for sure. You can't leave that thing on board. Last game, it almost cost him the game because it kept
Yeah, the leech generation. We have the benefit of being able to see Geno's hand. You get that on the board with Nether Swarm Lord. That snowballs very quickly.
Woof. He traded the Twin Strike Aftermath because the other 3/1 could still go face. And so he wanted the 3 extra points of damage. You could make an argument. I don't think you could really make an argument.
I don't know.
I think you definitely...
I like the line that TBH took here.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, he wanted 3 more points of face damage. You're racing here.
It's really not that much of a race at the moment.
I think he could have just gone face for 5, done 2 more with the... I mean, he would have been down to 2 health if he had just used the Rune of Strength and God Power.
I don't know. I like this line. This just dominates board.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we can see Geno's hand. There's just nothing here. And this goes back to my original point of how I think that zombie death is bad. It's like Geno had the perfect draw this game, and it's like still feels like he's probably going to lose here.
I wouldn't say perfect. He didn't have the obelisk. Well, he has it now. But if you have the obelisk on at the start, that's a help. But yeah, I mean, he had a pretty... starting with the Necroceptor is just as good or maybe even better than the obelisk. But yeah, I think the obelisk and the Necroceptor are both a little bit OP, but the deck that they run in is just garbage. So it's never gonna work unless they had more zombie support, and then suddenly Necroceptor and Obelisk might actually be busted.
This is just a play mistake from Geno. You had to play Void Flash that turn to avoid lethal. I mean, it's just face now.
Yep, that rune was in the Sanctum. Maybe he forgot that TBH picked it up.
Even the Slayer God Power would have been lethal there. So there's really not much of an excuse there. I mean, playing the Axe Woman plus Void Flash is very cringe, and I don't think he's going to come back winning the game doing that. But yeah, I mean, solid for TBHannson. As I predicted before the match, I thought that death deck would be a problem for Geno, and we saw Hanson was able to exploit it.
Yeah, very well played by both. GG's to TBH. He'll be moving on into the finals, and we will be seeing him in just a little bit. First, though, we got to get the next match underway. Perfect. I see Kleckle and Clutch chatting up. They're getting ready. Let's get their streams ready to go. I see Kleckle here. Clutch not live yet, but, well, we've got a moment here. Let's break down these deck lists. So first we'll look at Kleckle's lists here. So we can see Kleckle has brought Nature and War. And Kleckle has, I would say it's semi-standard Nature list. You got the Mooses. Obviously, you got the Giant Pangolins. The one thing that stands out to me is the 2x Sudden Blooms.
Yeah, Sudden Bloom is definitely a casino type of card. It's either the best card you could have or a completely dead card in your hand. I don't like it as a 2-up inclusion. I actually would probably rather 2x Wildfire, especially with this list. And interesting that he's running Wildfire and not Bladefly, but Wildfire does synergize very well with Falling Star, too. The thing that shocks me the most is his war list, to be honest.
Yeah, let's look at the war list here.
His list looks pretty standard to me. I think it's pretty solid and definitely has a chance against anything.
Yeah, so Kleeklee's war list here, you can see that he's actually got, and you guys will have a chance to win this card in just after this game. We're going to do a raffle for Anagrios, the Daemon Prince. So this will be very interesting to see if we get to see the Demon Prince. This format feels a little too fast, I think, in general, and also maybe just the fact that he has no 8 drops. I don't think we're going to see Anagrios is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, well, there's not really 8 drops that you could truly play in this format unless you play
Helion Elite.
Helion Elite is a win condition itself. So, yeah, Anagrios, that's very greedy. One of Tenderizer. We do see the 2 Soul Survivors. I like seeing that. I mean, he looks like he's trying to do the standard control-ish war type of vibe without Genesis, which, again, I'm not sure if the archetype is super strong. But, I mean, whenever you've got Soul Survivor, you've got a chance. So,
Yeah, that's
I mean,
very
this list can
true.
definitely be dangerous.
Very true indeed. Although I do wonder, with Soul Survivor, do you even need, I mean, Anagrios, right? Like, you're going to win much earlier.
Yeah.
It seems to be
My
a
thoughts
Hail
on
Mary.
Anagrios is probably a win more card, unless you're expecting to run into really big control decks and you need that as a finisher. But this format, I just don't expect to see control decks of that type ever.
Penguin says Volca could have been better, I think. And while I agree, that would also get you banned from the tournament. So, or not banned,
Alka
just
would be a lot
disqualified.
worse.
Yeah, arguably a lot worse.
Yeah,
So that is a Trial of the Gods
I can
card.
tell you this, Cleekly would not be in the Final Four if they ran Balka. They would have been disqualified and lost the first round.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, this format, you cannot run Genesis, Trial of the Gods, Aetherbots. Those three sets are all banned. You can only be running Core, Welcome Set, and Divine Order, and no Mythic level cards, obviously. So those are the rule requirements here. And yes, they are locked since the beginning of this format, of this tournament. So I hear Clutch is live. I see
The more I
his
look
stream,
at
but yeah, okay.
Cleekly's war list, I actually like his war list with exception to Anagrios. And having one offbeat card on your list doesn't usually change too much. As you saw when you pumped Dense Fog and got that to the moon.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe Anagrios isn't going to play much of an impact here.
Yeah. It looks like they're just about to get started, but let's just take a look at Clutch's deck lists. So Clutch also brought Nature and War, and Clutch's lists, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me is these just look tight. He has 2x of literally every card. That's how you do it.
His nature list is beautiful. It's what I would try to aspire to when building a deck list. I can't criticize any of that. I love the Watchtower. I play it all the time. It's great.
Yeah, the Watchtower is really fun inclusion here. We haven't got to see anyone else playing the Watchtower, and you don't really see it that much on ladder. With no hard removal, it might be really tough to get rid of the Angrador. And then let's take a look at that. Look at that tight. Literally all 2X's in that war list. That's a tight list.
The only criticism I have of his war list...
Tartessian Improviser?
Where is Odie? I don't see him.
Oh, Odie.
Yeah, he's literally not running any legends. It's just 2x of everything. And Odie is superior to Raid Reveler. So I don't understand not including that when you're running Raid Reveler.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Odie is literally just a strictly much better Raid Reveler.
But I mean, the rest of those lists seems pretty solid. Like, I would probably take out a Trojan Battle Mage or two and toss in Odie and maybe something else. But
or maybe even a Tartessian. Yeah, Improviser, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Oh, they're getting started.
I mean, personally, I would rather have Vanguard Axewoman in the deck, which he is not running. Or wait, was he running it? I don't
know. Let's take a peek real quick. He is not. He is running Vanguard. He is not running Blade of Styx, though, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
Aftermath says Clutch giving Cleekly a chance, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I mean, Clutch's list is still very tight and very fast. I think it's pretty solid.
And here we go. We've got Clutch going first as Nature against Nature. This could just be GG's, right?
Yeah, especially because if you remember Cleekly's list, he's running the 2x Sudden Bloom, which can be very, very effective. However, you need to have the board to
Mhm.
get any value out of that. So if Clutch dominates the board, then we could be seeing Cleekly with just some dead cards in hand.
Yeah. And we saw that Clutch has at least 2 1-drops in his starting hand, so this is a promising start, although we'll see what the next 2 cards he draws here are.
Archwalker plus Wild Hog
Oof.
is just such an annoying open.
Now, do you open with both, though, if you have literally nothing else that costs less than 5 mana? I mean, you do have your God Power, but yeah, I think you have to play it a little safe.
I probably just open with Wild Hog and pass here. It's kind of cringe.
But you're not Clutch. Clutch says, I'm all in.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the God Power as insurance for turn 2, but I would like to be able to pip up maybe. But he's just thinking, I need to win the board early, and that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe he's confident he's going to top deck a Black Jaguar or something.
Best players are the best top deckers. And so it takes out the 2/3.
Yeah, it's
and wow, fake news. You said maybe Clutch is confident he's going to top deck a Black Jag, and then he did it.
As somebody who self-proclaims themselves as one of the top players in the game, the key is you've got to have a little bit of manifest destiny on those top decks, and I've done that plenty on stream too.
Heart of the cards.
Clutch consistently in the final 4, it's because he does this constantly.
It's pretty gross.
So yeah, now he's probably going to top deck a Rabid Bear. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't be guessing too much on these top decks. Yeah.
So Cleekly is considering. Okay, yeah, he was considering bagging out the low-hanging fruit.
I definitely bag out the low-hanging fruit there.
Interesting.
To get 2 minions on board. Also, you hit the Jag, so the Jag into the skeleton heavy is a value attack.
Yeah.
If he hits that 50-50, he tops like the Canopy Barrage, which is on curve. Maybe not perfectly on curve, but on curve enough. Yeah, I agree with Aftermath in chat. He said he would have attempted to attack with the Jag first, and I agree, because if the Jag hits the skeleton heavy, your Marshwalker can hit the skeleton heavy, and then you can just God Power and save your Canopy Barrage.
Yeah, and both your creatures have regen.
Aftermath.
Yeah. Since your creatures can just regen half of the damage they'd take, definitely seems wise. So he could get something from the Sanctum, but it seems...
Yeah, he needs the Jag to go face, though, which is a 50-50 proposition. I guess he could actually just buy the Shield Maiden, though.
Yeah, I feel like he's considering not swinging. I don't know what he's thinking here.
I actually swing here, and the reason why is because even if the Jag misses, it trades perfectly into the Shield Maiden, the Rhino, and the Rhino is going to hit the Shield Maiden pretty much anyways. So I would just attack with the Jag here.
Yeah, I like that he didn't swing. I think you want to keep your board as healthy and as wide as possible here. But I definitely think you can make an argument for both, but... your opponent has things like Lightning Strike and 2x low-hanging fruits.
Lightning Strike would actually be the best. The Jaguar would actually be the best thing he could hit with the Lightning Strike, potentially.
I would say Finian is probably the best.
Yeah, maybe. I think we're going to see low-hanging fruit and then Lightning Strike. I don't see another line here that makes much sense for Cleekly unless he wants to pip out the Fallen Star.
Oh, he goes first with a Lightning Strike.
Lightning Strike first.
I don't like that at all. Take an extra risk.
I mean, you've got... Yeah, your unnecessary risk there. Interesting. Did he mean to hit the Jaguar, or... I think he probably should have been aiming for Finian. I don't know where he was aiming, though.
Yeah. He's considering playing the low-hanging fruit, but... Alright, he finally plays one. You gonna pip out a second one just for more board presence? No. Woof. Not looking good for a Cleekly. I think you just...
It is a slightly awkward turn for Clutch because the Apple Boy plus the
Yeah, the Rhino just kills the Guild
Rhino
Enforcer.
will kill the Guild Enforcer.
I think you just Black Jag and God Power.
That's solid. The question is do you go ahead and just kill the Apple Boy to prevent maybe any other thing more value? Like potentially you're worried about maybe Cleekly having a Guild Enforcer and being able to buff that.
Yeah, it's always dangerous to leave things that can get buffed on board.
Okay,
Chooses to go face.
Yeah. I think you might as well go face with the Marshwalker now that you played the Guild Enforcer, because he has to give up the Apple Boy to trade in anyways.
Yeah. Gain you an extra 3 favor.
So the Moose is an interesting play here. The awkward thing for Cleekly is he can't really get value out of the burn from Falling Star because it's just going to go in the Guild Enforcer, and then you kind of have to kill the Guild Enforcer with the Rhino anyways.
Yeah, he's going Falling Star here.
So that does put the burn on the Finian Fruit Bearer.
Yeah.
So it's going to limit the value from Finian.
Wait, he's thinking, okay, he's actually going to, maybe he's going to pip into the, he's got to pip into something. Okay, he's going to pip into Falling Star.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. Oh, yeah, the reason why you do this is so you give +1 extra strength to the Apple Boy. So that does make sense. And killing the other Apple with Burn 6 on Finian. Finian's going to die at the end of this turn.
Apple Boys are wild? Or does Falling Star give +1 to everything?
+1 to everything.
Oh, wow. I've never played Falling Star.
Yeah, Fallen Star is a very strong card. I've faced it a lot recently. But we can see Clutch kind of can dominate the board here. I think the Marshwalker goes into the Apple Boy. The Finian finishes off whatever gets buffed here, and you call it a good turn.
Yeah, you have to be a little concerned
about Wildfire?
Yeah. See what he gets. He gets a giant pangolin, not a Wildfire. So...
Well, that's actually a pretty good top deck, because you already had a good 5-cost play this turn, and the Giant Pangolin might be the best 6-drop you have in your deck.
Yeah.
So that was not a bad top deck.
Yeah. So let's see what he gets from the... He's going to gain 6 favor. He can also gain 2 for each in his hand. He can increase the cost of the favor from the visible Sanctum cards. It looks like that's what he's going to do. Yep. So he could have gained favor, but instead he chose to increase the cost. So I guess he just didn't want Clutch to grab anything, which is kind of interesting.
Both Badgers, I assume, listened, but they killed the Marshwalker.
Oh, I mean, I think you attacked both 2/1s here and then just Lightning Strike.
Yeah, I would definitely go for that here. He can't afford the Form of Power anymore because of the Sanctum increase. So he's got to attack with the Skeleton Heavy. But yeah, it frees up a Lightning Strike. A guaranteed value Lightning Strike isn't something you're always guaranteed to get when you're up against Animal Bond in particular. So yeah, we're going to definitely see the Pangolin come out here, which definitely gets Cleekly back right in the game. There was also an argument for playing Watchtower that last turn.
Yeah.
You probably aren't going to be losing it.
Yeah, looking at the board state now, I think Watchtowers probably would have been the better choice, to be honest.
But Watchtower is still going to be very effective when it hits the board next turn. Well, actually, Clutch is in a little bit of danger right now with the Fey Flame being able to take out a small minion, and maybe if he gets another card, he could be able to get to the Watchtower.
True.
As soon as you start getting value at Watchtower, it can snowball.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Another thing
effectively
you have to
Cleekly's
worry
on a
about-
one-turn timer here. He has to deal with this immediately, or it's just you're dead.
Is even though we can look at Cleekly's hand and know he doesn't have it, Sudden Bloom is a really scary card. If you could get that on the Penguin,
Yeah.
that would be a problem.
So he can't kill the Watchtower this turn.
Yeah, that's gonna produce problems here. I mean, he has to play the Fae Flame and the Rhino, but he doesn't have to be happy about it.
He confused the Watchtower. I don't think that's going to be helpful. Oh, no.
Optimal was to confuse the Skeleton Heavy, but you're 50-50 to just kill it. But yeah, 50-50 to not kill it as well.
Yeah, and then, I mean, what's confusing the Watchtower do? It does nothing. Now you confuse.
It literally does nothing, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I guess, okay, I guess he buys.
The Skeleton Heavy, it's...
You can't attack because it might go into the
50-50
Pangolin.
disobey.
Yeah, if it goes into the Pangolin, it's just dead.
Or the Rhino.
Or even the Rhino is dead, but if it hits the Pangolin, it doesn't do anything.
If I'm clutch, I just toss out the Jolly Green Giant and 3 Apple Boys.
Yep. I like that for sure.
And
he wants the frontliner. I don't like the frontliner here because the Pangolin is enormous. Like, it's just going to chew that thing up.
Yeah, I agree. You don't
even
get
the Rhino
value out of that. The Rhino can kill it as well.
Yeah.
I agree. I would have definitely gone with the triple Apple Boy there.
Yeah.
Especially since you're at 24, you're not really desperate for health. Even if both of his minions go face, I think you're okay with that.
Maybe he's concerned about like a Sudden Bloom, but like even still, I mean, Sudden Bloom's going to hurt no matter what.
I mean, Sudden Bloom, the Pangolin takes out the Protector. If the Rhino goes face, which is 50-50 to do, either of those is a great Sudden Bloom target.
Yeah. I mean, even if the apples die to the Fae Flame, it buffs your giant, your green giant,
Jolly Green Giant,
which, I mean, you can't be sad about having like a 10, a 10-11 Jolly Green Giant. You're not sad about that.
Interesting. The Penguin goes face back-to-back turns. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and assuming he didn't want that to happen, but I would have definitely preferred it to hit the Skeleton Heavy.
He did have the form of power to take out the Heavy, but... Alright, Green Giant's got overkill. Which way is it gonna head? Fae Flame Blade, kind of a dead card here. He's already got one.
Yeah,
doesn't need
especially since he's got one already. Yeah, attempting to hit the Pangolin does make sense.
Double checking his Sanctum options. He could equip the Fae Flame Blade and buy something.
Here is he can double hit the Badger. Because double hitting the Rhino is probably a little bit too degen right now. Buy the
Rune of Strength. Yeah.
Then he gets more overkill. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that line.
Here. Well, ooh.
All right, let's see what he picks this time.
A bit unfortunate.
He goes for the Agridor Protector again. I mean, it's just going to get eaten.
Actually, I think you put the Rune of Strength on the Agridor, maybe. I mean, Jolly Green Giant's such a great target, too. I mean, Cleekly's creep minions are confused, so they're 50-50 to just disobey.
Yeah.
Definitely buy the Rune of Strength. But yeah, you got to play the Rune of Strength here. So the question is, where do you want it?
Yeah, if you put it on the Cyclops, it's going to be enormous. Okay, I thought he was going to put it on the Green Giant, but at this point, you don't want to put it on.
Funny play here is to actually put it on the Agridor Protector. The idea that you're not going to be able to get that much value long term, and just having a 4/10 with frontline would have been something. But certainly an option to put it on the Agridor.
Yeah.
Not the Agridor Protector. Oh, what is it? The Watchtower. Yeah, the Watchtower.
Oh, interesting.
Because you would have been it would have been a 4/10 with frontline instead of the backline. a lot of times people don't like to give out their infinite value generators, but I feel like we're close enough to the end of this game that might have made sense.
Yeah, it's just scary with the confused because you just never know where they're going to go. Oh, it went face. No. Bad Jag. Almost took out the 7-3. Now lethal is threatened. He's putting out as many things as he can on board. Try and get some of that overkill damage to not go face.
This is smart. Smart attempt. I'm not very optimistic about his chances here.
Wow, he avoids lethal. No path to lethal this turn. Can he actually Fae Flame twice? He gets the 13.
Yeah, Fae Flame the 2 minions. If the Cyclops goes face, that is lethal. Where is it?
13. So he'd only have 16. He'd still be 1 favor shy. Well, you definitely want to play. Yeah, play the Fae Flame first. Otherwise, your Moon Crazed might hit the 1/1 Badger, and you'd be very sad. Or the 1/1. There you go. Yeah, now you're not sad.
I mean, this is.
Yeah.
I can't name.
Yeah.
I can't name an out here.
Yeah.
So this is still solid.
3 the Hunts, maybe? I don't even think 3 the Hunts would do it.
Yeah, because the Fae Flame going face is still something that would be an issue.
Yeah. And there you have it. Clutch takes it down. GG's. Clutch.
We got to see one of my
game
favorite
away.
underutilized nature cards, Watchtower, get value there. So I like to see that.
Thank you, Saints, giving us a little heads up. There might be a few minute delay here. Let's take a look at Clutch's second deck because he can't play nature anymore. He has to play his war deck. And this war deck we kind of thought looked a little interesting. There was no Blade of Sticks, which is interesting. There is no Odie, which is interesting. It's very greedy, right? You got 2 Red Fumes, 2 Soul Survivors. Maybe it's a little...
Rounds,
is it? 2 another rounds? This deck, you know, I said it was tight at the start, and it's tight in the sense that there's no singletons, but, I mean, it kind of seems weird.
The more I look at this list, the less I like it. When I glanced at it originally, I'm like, oh, this looks good. Why is he even running Odie? And then as soon as you examine it a little bit more, you ask a lot of other questions.
Yeah.
The issue you can have here is you could end up with a hand that has another round, Red Fume Serum, and Soul Survivor. And then what do you do if you have no targets? It's very risky. But at the same time, if he's able to get board presence, having all of those buffs can be pretty big. But I agree with your original assessment on the Tartessian Improviser. That's an interesting inclusion, especially because Out of Its Misery is banned in this format.
Yeah.
Which is one of the few reasons why you'd be running the card.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure about that inclusion. I don't know. I mean, Clutch has 2 shots here to win with this, and I like his odds. But I mean, he could quite easily just brick so hard if he gets stuck with 1 or 2 Red Fumes or 2 Soul Survivors.
Yeah, he can be stuck with a handful of card buffs with nowhere to place them.
Exactly.
That can be an issue. But I mean, with that being said, if he draws well, a deck like this is just going to be able to run over any deck. Very annoying. Even Toxic Genesis decks on ladder, if you draw well with this deck, then
very true.
It can work.
Yeah, you can do a ton of damage just out of nowhere. Your opponent's not expecting it. You drop a Red Fume, you get +5/+5. The following turn, you can drop a second Red Fume on the same creature, and suddenly you have a monster. It could be a Tartessian Improviser, and suddenly it's a 12/11. And then you drop Soul Survivor on that same card the next turn, and deal 17 damage to each creature. Or what is it these days? It's +6 right now, and they're moving it to +5 or +3. No, it's +5, and they're moving it to +3.
It's +5, and they're moving it to +3. Yeah. I mean, I still think it's going to be
really
very viable with +3.
Oh yeah,
this is so strong. It reminds me of the nerf they had to CERN when they made it from a 4/5, which was just insane, to a 2/5, and it's still one of the best cards that Light has.
Yeah, for sure. I think Finian's still going to be viable, at 2/2.
Oh yeah, because
And
you're only usually going to
nerfed.
play it on a turn that you can get frenzied. And so you're summoning a 2/2, which summons a 1/1, which gives another thing +1/+1. So you're effectively getting +4/+4 in stats for 2 mana. It's just too insane value wise, and it has the snowball potential of your opponent if they can't kill it.
Yeah, I think the same thing with CERN, where it's like he was way too powerful at first, still really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, taking off 1 health isn't going to do that much. It's still going to be. It still should be an auto include in every nature list.
Agreed. Let's take a look at Kleekly's deck list again real quick since we have time. Kleekly can switch decks. What do you think he's going to do here? Do you think he's going to stick with nature, or does he go to war, knowing he's facing war?
I would stick with nature. I think this is the deck that's more likely to win the matchup. If he wins the board, I don't see easy ways for Clutch to come back. His war deck list, I think, is going to be a little bit too slow against the other war list, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very greedy.
Yeah, I like
have as much healing as you would need as a control list, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, having things like the Auric Mage is nice. But here we're off. We are into game 2. Clutch is up 1-0. Clutch just needs one more win. Kleekly's got to win 2 back-to-back. Clutch going second with Slayer.
Interesting Clutch going second. This isn't something you see often.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I've never seen Clutch go second. Kind of a bricky hand here.
Yeah, I actually don't like the Trojan Battle Mage in this matchup at all with the God Power just pinging it.
Well, he immediately
1 health.
Immediately turned his hand into something pretty nice.
Yeah, this is solid. I can get behind this.
Saints, someone told me it's Kleekly in the chat. You're telling me it's Clay. I said Kleckle. Everyone's making fun of me no matter how I pronounce the name. So I literally have no idea how it's pronounced.
I'm going all in on Kleekly until Kleekly themselves tell me I'm wrong.
Saint said we informed Copper it was Clay.
Everyone else is doing their own thing.
It's currently Clackle. Yeah. I have no idea. I didn't pick the name. He should have made it easier to pronounce.
Great open for whoever Kleekly's real name is.
Clay apparently is the official. Copper has no pause. Yeah, it is Clay apparently. So we'll call him Clay from now on. Thanks for letting us know. Although someone did quote unquote let me know that it was Kleekly earlier, so I have no idea if I should believe anybody. All right, so Clay is off to a good start here. I like Clay's.
He didn't go to school on how to train your Jaguar though, so that's unfortunate. Ooh, I don't like that.
Eats a lot of damage against Slayer. Not something I love to see.
I think the Wild Hog was so destined to end up in the Jag anyways.
Yeah. I mean, now if the Hog goes face, that Hog has done 6 damage for 1 mana, and then if you kill it with the Relic next turn, it's done 8 damage for 1 mana.
The hilarious thing is with what Clutch top deck, this now looks genius. Because if he plays the Improviser and pips out the Tavern Brawler to kill the Jaguar, then your Faith Flame kills the 2/2/1s, and you look like an absolute genius.
Yeah, Aftermath saying rude things in the chat, but Clay has a higher weekend ranked win rate than you, Aftermath, so maybe check yourself.
Truth hurts. Also, when's the last time you've seen Aftermath in a Final Four? I'm just curious.
I have never seen him in a Final Four, actually. That's a good point. Yeah. Clay won. Actually, 2. He's got the weekend ranked and the Final Four over Aftermath. Aftermath complains, give me his busted Genesis cards. But there's no Genesis cards in this tournament, by the way.
Yeah, his busted divine order cards. You mean? I don't know. I don't know what point Aftermath's just getting into. But
We'll put
now
him on
we thought
ignore.
that double attack last turn with Faithlane was questionable. Now it looks like genius because you can eat the 2/2/1s on board, and then maybe your Jag takes out Tavern Brawler, and you've dominated the early game.
Yeah.
So now this looks smart.
And as we said before, before this thing started, Clutch's deck list is greedy, and he might get stuck with a bunch of 5-drops in hand that he can't play. If he draws a Red Fume, if he draws a Soul Survivor, if he draws, if that 2/3 gets eaten right here, and he draws another round, he could add a lot of dead cards. But luckily the 2/3 sticks. Now, what do you do here? Because that moose thing, what is that thing called? Deer? Stag? There we go. It's a stag. Stag generates so much value, but you'd have to sack both creatures to kill it.
I guess Clutch is thinking he knows he's got Orcish Elite for next turn.
Wait.
But I mean, Orcish Elite's going to have quality targets regardless. I would actually give up both.
Yeah.
I would give up both minions here, and just I'm not going to be happy about it, but I would.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Orcish Elite is just eyeballing those 2/3/3s, and you just can't let the stag go nuts because that stag generates so much value. So much value. And he's got a second stag. He could stag right here. Oh my god. But he also has...
can't get value out of the second stag immediately, so I think the correct thing is to do is just play 2 skeleton heavies, or play a skeleton heavy, see what you get from the stag, and then probably play another skeleton heavy.
Yeah, I like that better. But it just seems, if you don't know your opponent has an Orcish Elite, which he could have known that it's a possibility. They know their deck lists.
If Cleekly can get enough favor to pick up the Card Shark, this might actually be fine. Because he's going to get value instantly. The Card Shark protects his board somewhat.
Wow. I believe you're about 66% to pick up 6 favor. Someone did the stats on that on Hive.
Definitely check out Hive if you haven't. There's some pretty good content over there.
That's true. I put articles on there like daily. Platform. Yeah. And Fake News has been popping off with some insane breakdowns of each god. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out.
Way too much information, in-depth stuff. That's where I go for that.
Love it.
Yeah, Wildfire plus the Card Shark trades into the 5/2 Orcish Elite would have been the line I would have gone with there. Gives you, but I guess you're not getting value. It's a tough turn.
Yeah.
Tough turn for Cleekly.
See, Clay has the Grassroots. Seems to always pop up in matches. It's not very good in this match particularly, probably, but nevertheless a funny card. Transforms one of your opponent's creatures into a 0/5 wall. Very nice to get rid of things like Poly. Not very nice to get rid of things like a 2/1. He's also got a Archmonian Hydra, which is one of the funnest cards in the game. Unfortunately, also not a great card for this matchup. At least not yet.
I mean, he could slap that Marshwalker and Wildfire, and then this is just cringe. This is so cringe for Clutch.
Yeah, this is just brutal. He's not running the Hydra Aftermath. He got it from the Stag.
Yeah, he's also getting banned for Grassroots at the same time. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, man.
The Red Fume Serum in hand looks less impressive when you don't have board.
I mean, and there's another round. I mean, this is exactly what we foresaw happening. I mean, is it going to happen 2 games back to back?
There's nothing you can do. The one thing I will say, what I believe in Clutch entering Game 3 is I think he is favored. I think Cleekly's list is just a little bit too slow. And without the Demogorgons and a lot of the heal, I think that matchup's actually going to be favorable for Clutch. But it's definitely going to be interesting. Because I think Clutch is going to be able to get the early board. And if he gets the early board state, then he doesn't really have to worry about filling his hand with another round in Red Fume Serums because he's always going to have a target if he has the board. So I think this favors Clutch.
LC Hammer says, no way that Clay Dude runs Tenderizer and Anagrios. Rawr. I think that's what that sound effect is.
Imagine Anagrios getting any value against the deck as fast as Clutch's here.
Yeah, for sure.
I just can't see the scenario where that comes out.
I kind of hope we get to see it come out because we've actually got. I'll pop it up real quick. Oh, it didn't work. In fact, there we go. There it is.
I would like to see it get value. And to be fair, if he plays it, then he's probably going to win the game. Because the Goblets should finish the game by that point.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if we saw that enter the battlefield this matchup. I wouldn't be shocked to see Clay draw the card and be kind of sad about drawing it.
Yeah, for sure. If you draw a Nagros at all in this match, you're just sad. It's just a dead card in your hand, wasting space that could have been better used elsewhere.
Masterball says they've never seen War play a 9-mana card ever. They weren't around back in the Onslaught days.
War
God. Used to top out at 9 all the time. I had a list that would run Valka in the Trial of the Gods days, and those were fun days. I'm
already falling asleep just hearing you talk about it.
Well, you can't invite me on the stream without me promoting Onslaught at least once. I've got a quota, even though it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right, here we go. Game 3, the deciding game. Who's going to make it into the finals? Clutch going first with his super fast list. I like Clutch's odds here. I'd give him 80%.
80's a bit high. I mean, whenever you got Soul Survivor, there's a hope. That's what I'm banking on for Clay here.
That's fair, but he's also Clutch.
Yeah, Clutch is very clutch in these tournament moments. He keeps winning these tournaments for a reason.
Because he keeps going first.
Hey, that's part of it. That's part of the game.
Clay picked Valka's Presence. What do you think of this? You don't have Out of Its Misery, so what's the point? You're just using that solely for Soul Survivor?
Well, you also can get value out of stuff like Grand Hall, potentially, sticking extra minions on the board. His idea is that he's like, I'm a control deck, I'm playing Control War, but I would have personally gone with Slayer.
Yeah. All right, so we see Clay does have a pretty decent looking hand. He's got the Blade of Sticks, he's got the Archer.
It's kind of uncoordinated.
Yeah. I just mean he doesn't have an Agrios and some Tenderizers stuck up in there.
Yeah, he doesn't have any bad cards, but they're not coordinated.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of in a bad turn one here. I think you have to Valka's captain, but you don't really want to.
Yeah, I agree. And then you hope to top deck something useful next turn.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
I mean, he went second, so he could Blade of Sticks next turn.
Yeah, he can play Blade of Sticks next turn, which is exactly why Valka's captain is super awkward.
Right. Yeah, you're going to lose that 1/1 or have to just use... Well, I don't know. If we see a Tartessian Improviser come out here and maybe he gets use of the 1/1 and then slaps down the... I don't know. He's going to have a lot of options. If he plays the Tartessian Improviser, he could also Archer it. And then... we'll see what maybe he bags into a God Power for whatever reason, but...
Does Clutch play Skeleton Heavy or Tavern Brawler here? That's a question. I probably would actually attempt to attack with the Hog first, see where it goes. And if the Hog trades and plays Skeleton Heavy, if it doesn't, I'd play Tavern Brawler.
I like it. And then do you bag out the Tartessian or no?
I don't, because he's got a 1/1 Relic, and he's very likely to either have a Warmonger Smith or maybe a Blade of Sticks like we can see in his hand.
And he runs a 1 of Archer, as we saw from his list, so he's not scared of that Archer but in the hand, but he does indeed have the 1 of Archer. I believe it was 1 of Archer. I'll pop it up real quick. Let's see. Nope, it's 2x Archer. My bad. Someone else was running a 1x Archer. That was
Well, yeah,
that was the death deck. Yeah, the Blight Bomb.
It was Geno's death deck.
Yeah.
I was confused about why you're running one Archer and one Brimstone.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah.
This is just an awkward turn. Like, if I'm Clay here, I probably attack with the Relic into the Skeleton Heavy and pip out Blade of Sticks, since you know that Clutch doesn't have Relic removal in his list. You can do that safely.
Yeah. Very true with these open deck list formats. You know if your opponent's playing Relic removal or not. Gives you a lot of autonomy to know and choose when to play your relics. You can play them in turns in advance. You can buff them turns in advance. You could use Warmonger Smith and not be concerned that you're going to lose your buffed relic that you feel like you have to attack with normally. Clutch's hand looks disgusting right now. I mean, he has so many options.
Yeah. I would probably play the Raid Reveler and then pip into Improviser here. The idea of you're guaranteeing the buff on the Tavern Brawler, and I think that's a great place to put it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, anything with Blitz that you can give a couple extra points of damage to, it's just gross. For 2 mana, you can suddenly do 4 damage. You got yourself a little...
an extra layer of surprise, too.
Yeah. You get yourself a mini surprise Star Shard Bolt.
Yeah, because you're used to playing around a Tavern Brawler or Vanguard Axewoman, for instance, but you're not used to, especially in an open decklist format, a 4/3 Tavern Brawler coming out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very unfortunate top deck for Clay. He has an okay turn here, though. He can Archer twice, pulling a 2/1 and ripping the Protected away, and he can Blade of Sticks into something. So this is okay. I personally would have gotten rid of the Skeleton Heavy, because now the Skeleton Heavy can go into the Archer pretty clean. And you can't just trade with the other Archer. You have to give up the second durability on the Blade of Sticks anyways.
He chooses not to kill the 2/1. And
yeah, I'm a bit puzzled there.
Instead bring out a 1/1. I mean, you have the perfect... You got the shot. You take the shot with the Archer.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely play Archer there. I'm not super worried about milking the 1/1 God Power. It's not something you're expecting to get tons of value in this matchup.
Clutch takes the time to clear out that 1/1. I wonder if he's just thinking for the future of... I always have to make sure I'm always clearing everything. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, still a bit of a ways from Soul Survivor. But maybe you're worried about stuff like another round. He kind of took a weird play to play that last turn. So another round, Red Team Serum, you want to limit those being useful.
People in the chat are saying, is it a big brain play that I'm not understanding of just saving that Archer? And someone suggested maybe he's saving it for Soul Survivor. It is nice to have a 1 mana, but it's nice to have the 1 mana. Yeah, if you have the pip. If you save your pip, then okay, I understand. At 6 mana, you can drop it.
Pip. I don't. If that's the reasoning, I don't like the reasoning there.
Yeah, agreed. Unless you're saving that pip. Even if you're saving the pip, I still think it's a little bit sus. But yeah, I don't like it. This is gross. Giving the Orcish Elite, protected, is so nasty. Picking up the Rune of Fire, he's considering it. Technically,
yeah, I definitely think he should. It's the best card in the Sanctum. Blessed does exist. Actually, I don't know if Clay is running any Blessed, and I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
This is very awkward for Clay. Just so far behind in the damage race, and Slayer is an extra burst. We see the Rune of Fire. That's going to be an extra burst. You can't even kill the Orcish Elite here. You got 2 relics in hand, and that Einor is not coming out for a long time.
How do you feel about the ordering of the last turn with Clutch, where he attacked with the relic first to give it protected before attacking? You could have also attacked, just have a 3/3 with Twin Strike, and then give it protected.
I would have probably not done it the way he did, but the way he did it was better than the way I would have done it. I would have left the 3/3 with protected, and then Cleekly could have played the Archer and then
Yeah.
been able to finish with the Blade of Sticks.
True.
So good read on Clutch's part. Definitely worked out for him. But yeah, that's not what I would have done.
Once again, just a little 1-1 sitting on the board. I mean, I feel like this is pretty easy turn here.
Pretty easy decision for Clutch to remove it. The question is do you want to use the Enduring Shield last charge or not? I think you do. Go ahead. Enduring Shield kills it. You can go face.
I like this line of giving the 3-5 protected. I think that's better than the 3-3 protected.
This does make sense. He's getting in 1 extra point of damage, and every point does matter when you're playing Slayer War. Go ahead, get that point.
I guess maybe the only thing he's concerned about is Carnage Sweep, but yeah, so he's debating if he should drop that Reveler. But I think even if you get Carnage Sweeped, I mean, he's so close to dead now that, like, how do you come back?
Just the Slayer God Power in general, I don't think Cleekly has enough heals to really come back.
Yeah.
I guess he could top deck the Chimera, which gives his Hector Leech, but
yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it to the. He's kind of out of options here. Doesn't even have a bag, so he can't Archer, and then Orcish. You pretty much only have Orcish as your only option.
Yeah, Orcish is the only way to prevent lethal, and I mean, we can see that Clutch can get him all the way down to 2. And the Orcish doesn't even survive. So I think this game is pretty much done unless there's some sort of miracle I'm unaware of.
He's going with the Archer line.
Orcish is the only line that prevents lethal. And Clay should have remembered the purchase of the Rune of Fire that just happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just goes face, Rune of Fire, Slayer, GG.
Yeah, this is at least the 3rd time today already that we've seen someone make that mistake.
Again, I don't think it's going to matter, especially he protects Soul Survivor. Yeah. He doesn't need it.
I mean, Soul Survivor is just disgusting, but...
yeah, so regardless of what he would have done, it would have been lethal.
Yeah.
But...
So GG's, congrats to Clutch. And GG's to Clay as well. Thank you guys for sharing your matches. That means we've got a final event coming up. We're going to give them just a few minutes here to get ready. Clutch said he's good whenever, and TBHannson, aka TBH, aka TBHannson, I think he's ready to go as well. So it looks like they might be getting ready to queue up. If you guys are ready,
aka Toxic TBH.
Yeah, if you guys are ready, feel free. But if Clutch, if you need a few seconds, I know you just finished a match. But yep, go ahead and queue whenever you guys are ready. And in the meantime, we're gonna do. We unfortunately didn't get to see the Demon Prince show up in game, but we are gonna get to see him show up in the chat here. Yes, we're going to do the raffle right now. It is now open. ! Raffle me daddy. In the chat. Get yourself a chance to win an Anagrios. And, by the way, I've mentioned it multiple times already. But, now's the perfect time to announce it again before the final of this satellite event. If you guys are not registered already, Infinite Meta, sponsored by Elite Pro, main event for $6,000 minimum guaranteed prize pool. If you're not in this tournament, what are you doing with your life? That's a huge, it's orders of magnitude larger than any other prize pool thus far in Gods Unchained history. I'm playing in it.
Not to mention the value of the cost to enter the tournament keeps going down, but the prize pool isn't going down. Just want to go ahead and emphasize that portion. $6,000 prize pool, 6 gods to enter. Gods is like, I don't know, it's probably gonna be like a penny by the time that, not financial advice, by the time that tournament starts. The rate it's going.
Multiple people in the chat complaining about exclamation point raffle me daddy. That is your problem, not mine. But I also change it from just being regular raffle because to prevent bots. Like Lion just typed exclamation point raffle in the chat. He's probably a bot. We try and prevent bots from entering the raffles because massive waves of bots come in and they try and steal raffles from you. So I constantly change it. And if you have a problem and you're so opposed to typing exclamation point raffle me daddy that you don't want to win a card, that's on you.
Yeah, I don't know. I am looking forward to the $6,000 tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of another tournament that's even come remotely close. I think we might have had some tournaments reach around $1,500 when you count all the NFTs given away potentially. But I mean, nothing has come close to $6,000. That's going to be very, very exciting.
Oh yeah.
To go ahead and see the competition for that type of tournament. We're all going to be bringing our Toxic Genesis cards to that one, and the format excites me too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm spamming the chat with the link to infiniteMana.gg. You guys can get in there. That's where the tournament is. You can also check out some cool stats on that page. And yeah, get yourself registered for that main event. There's also other tournaments on there that you can check out as well. And if you want to host a tournament on there, you can contact... there's an email, I believe, on there that you can contact Saints and get yourself set up on our website. Our website is quickly becoming pretty freaking cool, not gonna lie. Big shouts to Saints.
I love the top 100 rankings. You've got top 100 rankings for tournaments. You've got top 100 rankings for weekend ranked win percentage. That's a really, really cool thing to see where you're at in the community, or see where other people are at in the community. I'm personally a little bit tilted that I'm not in the top 10 in weekend rank win percentage. So I put up another 23 this week, hoping to climb myself there. I was number 13 at the end of last week, but also sitting at number 4 in tournament earnings. So I feel pretty good about that number. I need to get to number 2 somehow, though.
Yeah, that's your goal, I know.
Number 2.
But yeah. All right, let's see. I think we're gonna close it up here. So I hope everybody got entered. Or unless you're opposed to typing, raffle me daddy. Well, again, I just don't know what to tell you. I've never seen people complain about free cards before, but probably a bot, probably actual bot.
This will shock you. I've got like 20 people who have won free cards and haven't claimed them. I have a whole spreadsheet for them. So some people win the free cards and then never even send me their address. What are those type of people?
Guys, we're trying to give you free stuff. All you gotta do is... It's pretty simple. But I'm gonna close this. I see people are still trickling in here, but it's almost time for the final. So I'm gonna close it. But I still see people doing it, getting into the raffle. As soon as there's like a 1 second lull.
Free cards. Professional on my stream, by the way.
Type exclamation point raffle me daddy. That's how you do it. You just joined exclamation point raffle me daddy. Everybody else is doing it. All the cool kids are doing it. If everybody else is doing it, you should do it too. That's how all the cool kids do it. And this is for a legendary Anagrios Demon Prince. Oh, man, everybody's still trickling into this raffle. When should I close it, Fake Muse? I mean, these people, they're just...
Close it now. If they haven't entered now, they're a bot.
All right, it's closed.
Multiple bot accounts right now.
Fake Muse said close it, we close it. We do whatever Fake Muse says. And the winner is... Probably Sane. Congratulations. Probably Sane. Hit me up in the Twitch Whisper. Let me know your ETH address, and we will get that shipped over to you.
Congrats to Probably Sane. That's a name I know in the community for a while now.
Indeed.
Used to stream some, but I haven't seen him stream very recently.
Yeah.
Nice to see one of the... I guess you consider him like an OG now. One of the OGs get something there.
Yeah. Someone who does want free stuff and not a bot. Very nice.
Yeah, definitely not a bot. I can confirm that.
Let's see here. We've got starting soon screen. Hopefully he didn't just forget to switch his starting soon screen away.
I've done that before.
Yep. I see Kleckle just hit that start button, so maybe Clutch will be live in just a second here. Hopefully.
I can confirm we do have bots in the chat. There's somebody who named their account the Doom Bot. It's really a bot.
Also, okay. We've got one player queuing in, and we've got a loading soon or starting soon screen. So I'm not sure. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong. Oh wait. TBH. I was looking at the wrong screen. I was looking at Clay, but Clay is playing in the third place match. Apologies. TBH just put on break until 3-4. What does that mean? Till 3/4. I think that we might have.
So they're gonna play the finals on March the 4th.
But now they're both queuing in, so maybe he meant they were on break for 3 to 4 minutes, and I just saw that. So apologies that I just saw that. Yep, they're queuing in now. Perfect timing. TBH versus Clutch. Let's go. It is the finals of the satellite tournament. Clutch trying to take down his 4th tournament in like the last 15 or 10 or 11, 12 tournaments. He's taken down 3 recently.
Whenever he makes the final 4, he is clutch. He always I don't think I've seen him lose in the final 4. I've seen him lose early rounds in tournaments, but not in the final 4. And TBH, to my knowledge, I don't remember him winning a tournament, so this is a potential first for him. I'm a little bit biased here. Like to see TBH get his first win, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I also love the Deception Open.
This is such a gross opening that they need to do something about. Turn 1, Enduring Shield. Turn 2, Warmonger Smith. You see it all the time, although you might not see it here because there's no need to buff the Relic, but this is a very standard thing you see constantly happening is the Enduring Shield, Warmonger Smith buff. You immediately can kill a 3 health creature and give yourself a protected 2/4 on turn 2, which is insane.
Very awkward situation for Clutch here. Nothing feels particularly great. He plays the Trojan Battle Mage with the idea that it's more awkward for TBH. You can't just trade the Armor Lurkers into that.
Yeah, those Armor Lurkers are looking nasty.
Yeah, keep those hidden until you get value. You know from an open deck list situation that you're going to get value. So I think he did a good job by not attacking last turn. Otherwise, he could have played a Warmonger Smith and used the Enduring Shield to finish off.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep those hidden.
Yeah, the Warmonger Smith is getting nerfed down to only give +1, but you're still going to see Enduring Shield, Warmonger Smith, turn 2. It will be less deadly, but still obnoxious.
Raid Reveler was a great draw for Clutch.
So much protected.
Yeah, that is mildly annoying. He's playing around the Armor Lurkers quite well, even though he's got Skeleton Heavy and Warmonger Smith, which would just get eaten by those pesky Armor Lurkers. The minions he's played, this works out fine for Clutch.
Heyo Copper and Muse.
What's up, Axie? Thank you for the bits. So he keeps cheating these things to get rid of protected, but then, ironically, the relic just keeps giving him protected right back. Those Armor Lurkers just still lurking.
I think this is correct. This is definitely correct by TBH. Now we finally see a very awkward turn for Clutch. I don't know what Clutch does here. Nothing feels particularly great. If he had a way to get to the Battle Oryx and the Sanctum, that would probably be optimal, but I don't think he can.
Yeah.
I would play the Skeleton Heavy before the Warmonger here, because the 2 extra damage on the attack isn't going to matter the next attack much.
So what, just Skeleton Heavy and God Power?
It's cringe, but yeah, I think that might be the line. He's going with both. I guess the idea is that TBH can't get value against both. I just hold back the Enduring Shield because the Armor Lurkers are going to have to wake up and hit one of the 2/4s. Then your Enduring Shield can finish here.
Yeah. Yeah, such patience to gameplay. That is very true, Villabesti. We see both players we see TBH just sitting on these 2 Armor Lurkers. We see Clutch trying to sit on that value. They're both
I think
just
both
waiting.
players are playing this pretty optimally, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you're seeing some top-level play here. These guys are both really good top players.
I think he's going to have to kill the Trojan Battle Mage with the Dedicant.
Let's see what he gets.
This is still awkward because the Enduring Shield can just kill the Dedicant. I guess you're just not going to get much value here. Yeah, this is just going to end really, really poorly for TBH this turn. Unfortunately, I think he's banking on the Guild Enforcer after the dust settles to be the card that gets him out here.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
This is gut. Oh, he's going to give it protected. Oh yeah, this is a much better line than what I was thinking of.
Wait, the armor 8.
Only 1 point of damage, but the rest went face.
Did it?
Yeah. Well, it can only eat 1 point of damage. Otherwise,
Yeah, I know, but I didn't see that much go face. Did it all go face and I just didn't see it? Oh, Soul Survivor top deck.
1 point of damage went face.
1 turn early. But it should have been a lot more than 1 going face because he had 7 overkill on a 2. Like, so there should have been 5 overkill. If 1 went to the other one, it should have been 4 to the face. Maybe it did, and I just didn't see the animation. Someone said the animation didn't play. Someone says it seems bugged, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was bugged or... I think Clutch was confused too, because he kind of like hovered over the creature and was like, what just happened? Luckily, it doesn't seem like even if it was bugged, it's going to matter. This is just...
He should have had 3 points go face. I don't remember if that happened or not, but that's what it should have been.
I think it should have been...
There's nothing TBH can do here.
4 points.
He's not running Rapture less.
Oh, God.
Rapture Dance on this list, so... Yeah.
Soul Survivor for the disgusting lethal.
Yeah, Battle Oryx goes face here. Very, very solid for Clutch. Go ahead and notch a win, and now he's only one win away from his 3rd tournament win.
4th tournament win.
Wait, 4th tournament win in like a very short period of time.
Yeah. Clutch is not to
He'll be tying my 2022 mark with 2 this year.
Very nice. Yeah, the last 4 tournaments were all taken down by Infinite Mana members. Yeah, you taking down 2. Fastex taking down 1. Sambam taking down 1.
Well, you're not counting the Toxic tournament that was taken down by Clutch. If you go by start date, then the most recent 4. But if you go by finish date, then Clutch did take down the Toxic tournament last week.
I don't go by finish date because I'm American.
I mean start date. If you go by finish date, then Clutch would be.
Dad jokes. All right, game 2. We got TBH up against Clutch. Clutch going first again. Clutch just wants to go first and take this down. Nature going first is disgusting.
Yeah, And Clutch is a very, very good deck list for this matchup, I think. Very tight mana curve, very solid. I thought his more questionable list and maybe more vulnerable list was the War. He got through that list. Fine. Very good game for game one.
Oof.
Yeah.
This is a nice looking curve here.
Yeah. This is very good for Clutch.
So waiting for it. Here we go. Finally, the hand loads in for TBH. TBH is a few seconds behind here, it looks like.
What I'm saying is he had double Axewoman. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Okay,
Yeah, it's true.
hand,
He's
okay.
behind by a few.
Gotcha.
Yep.
A little bit behind. I was about to say, if he had double Axewoman, why not kill the broccoli? But he only had one Axewoman.
Yeah.
That makes sense because he knows he has Blade of Sticks. So yeah, okay, that line makes sense.
Oh yeah, this Warmonger Smith's about to just chew this bear up.
Yeah, this is a great counter for TBH here. Both sides have had pretty good starts to this game.
Oh wait, what?
You kill the rabid bear.
He chooses not to.
I don't like this because you're going to be able to chip the protected with the Faith Flame.
Yeah, I don't.
Then the bear's going to go wherever the bear's going to go, and then you play the Cyclops. And now this is a very tough board for Clutch for TBH to deal with.
Yeah. Why would you not go face with Faith Flame here? It's gonna get frenzy.
Yeah, I would definitely go face to trigger the frenzied on the Cyclops. Even though if you actually know what TBH is holding, it's correct not to. But yeah, I don't think you can project that they have exactly Warmonger Smith here, especially because Warmonger Smith would have made a lot more sense last turn than what they did.
Yeah, I'm sure Clutch thinks he just top decked that. He's probably mad about the top deck.
Yeah, I would be mad about. Can you believe how my opponent keeps top decking against me? Going on rants in chat.
Giant Moose.
I mean, Moose, and we see TBH having Guild Enforcer in hand, but we also see Clutch having the Giant Pangolin, which is the perfect counter. This is definitely situating itself very nicely for Clutch.
Yeah.
And yeah, unfortunately, I don't see anything that TBH can do besides slap down that Guild Enforcer. Got no other option. He might sense the Pangolin, but you just got to play your hand out at this point.
Yeah. TBH does have 2 bags still and 2 6-drops, so it's could get interesting. The Auric Mage and the Einar, but
the Einar does give him some value. Arc Mage, not as much.
Yeah.
I don't see why Clutch is hesitating here. I slapped down that Pangolin so fast that nobody can see it coming. Maybe he senses Einar and wants a wider board.
Pangolin is just the perfect Guild Enforcer counter.
The Moose does kill the Guild Enforcer. I guess that's a point, but I'm slapping down that Pangolin so fast your head would spin.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's confused, so you never know where it's going to go, but with a Guild Enforcer, it literally has to go there because of the front line, and it just trades perfectly. It only takes 1 point of damage.
Definitely thought through this turn, but I just don't think there's really much else to do there.
Yeah.
I mean, Einar's 50-50 to kill the Moose.
And he gets the Moose. Lightning Strike, though, pretty disgusting.
Lightning Strike plus Bear.
Oof.
I guess the only thing you have to be worried about is a 1-drop plus Soul Survivor with a Pip, but we can see that TBH has neither.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this isn't looking particularly good for TBH here. See the Arc Mage, but on this board, the Arc Mage gets no value. Yeah, there's not even a good attack for the Tavern Brawler that he just drew either. Yeah, this is starting to look just about done. Do you save the Finian just in case he's got Soul Survivor? It's questionable. You could also play the Finian here. Bob Power is pretty solid. Very likely to have lethal next turn, especially with Vow and Lightning Strike.
Yeah, I like just God Power. Maybe you buy something from the Sanctum, but maybe you don't even drop it. You just buy it to have one more creature in case he does Soul Survive.
Buy the front line to prevent TBH from having it.
Or maybe you can buy
the Improviser if, well...
I like the Archer, because then if he does drop like a Improviser and a Soul Survivor, you have the Archer to kill the Improviser. TBH doesn't run Soul Survivor.
Oh, he doesn't? Oh.
That's what they're saying in the chat.
Oh yeah, I was very critical of that in the first match. I'm like,
why
is he running Soul Survivor and 2 Tenderizer?
That's right.
He's running 2 Tenderizer. Yeah, okay, so he doesn't... So if he's not running Soul Survivor, he basically had no outs there.
Yeah, we were just trying to come up with whatever outs were existed, but there's just none. There's just no outs.
Yeah. Yeah, Vow here, Lightning Strike is an easy lethal for Clutch to find. Or actually, okay, there's 3 minions on board now. If either confused creature goes face, it's lethal.
Yeah. So you're 75% lethal. And there it is. Clutch taking down another tournament.
We need to nerf Clutch. This is starting to become too much of a trend.
GG's, let's go, Clutch in the chat. Congratulations, Clutch. Unbelievable performance. Taking down
free to play champion.
Another.
I just want to emphasize that everyone talks about how this game is pay to win and how you have to have all these expensive cards. Yet Clutch just won the Toxic tournament, which you could only play commons and rares from Core and Divine Order. He just won this tournament. You're not allowed Trials or Genesis. So, yeah, this game is definitely pay to win. We keep seeing a lot of the same people in the Final Four of these tournaments.
Excellent, excellent points. This was also a free-to-play. There were legendaries from Divine Order, which, you know, maybe you can't get as a totally free-to-play player in your first week, but eventually you can easily earn them. And that was, you know, that's the most expensive thing here. So, yeah. Multiple free-to-play tournaments taken down by Clutch.
Clutch went with a super budget war list. He wasn't even running Odie, which would be the most expensive card.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Clutch proved you could do it with no leggies. Very, very impressive. Wow. Huge congrats to Clutch. GG's to TBH for taking down second. Not bad.
Congrats to the entire Final Four. They will all be in the $6,000 tournament, which we should probably talk more about, right?
Yes, I'm bringing it up.
$6,000 tournament.
Up on screen right this minute. Infinite Mana League Season 1 main event. Let me zoom in a little here so you guys can see. $6,000 prize pool. We got 62 people registered so far. This thing is going to be just unbelievable. I am so stoked for this. It's 6 gods entry fee. I mean, like we said earlier, I think that's like $12 right now. I think gods are down to about $2, so it's pretty cheap.
I mean, it looks like we're having less people register for this tournament than normal because people think that, oh, I have to pay, it's difficult. But I mean, if we end up with 100 people registering, your expected value is $60 by playing, and it's like only $12 to enter right now. So this is definitely going to be what we would call in poker an overlay tournament, where sure you do have to enter the tournament, but your expected value is going to be higher than your entry fee cost.
Here is the link. in the chat, spammed. Make sure you guys register. And if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, link in the description below. Get yourself registered. It's going to start February 5th. Registration ends on February 1st, though, so make sure you get yourself registered. There's also going to be prizes, even if you don't want to participate, there's going to be prediction bracket prizes. So once registration closes on February 1st, we'll set up the brackets. We'll put out prediction games where you can pick who you think is going to take down the whole thing, and there'll be prizes just for that. There's even actually, you know what, if you guys I hear some people in the chat saying, hey, I'm scared to, to enter because there might be a lot of pros. Well, guess what? Everyone who entered the tournament who loses in the first round will be eligible for a special raffle. We're doing this because we know it can suck to lose in the first round, especially in a paid tournament. So we want to do a special raffle as a gesture of our appreciation for your participation. So guess what? If you lose in the first round, boom, you could still be a winner. It's quite frankly, this is ridiculous. Also, if you submit your videos, 8M CopperPitch wants to cast your matches. That's me. So everyone who records their matches on YouTube will receive a raffle ticket per round. So you can also win this VOD raffle as well. Raffle prizes, you got one God's token raffled 20 times to everyone who has accumulated raffle tickets. So yeah, even if you lose in the first round, you could still win. If you just submit your videos, you could lose in the first round, submit your video, and win 2 things. You never know. So and yeah, you never know. You might win some. You might win some games. You got some not great players in here, like Aftermath Arachnid.
Yeah.
He's never made a Final Four. So
Terrible.
You never know. You got a chance. I love you too, Aftermath. If you weren't here earlier, I'm just teasing Aftermath. Aftermath is a great nature player. One of the top nature players.
Everybody in the chat is the most critical, and I don't know. We need to see some performances, Aftermath. I want to see you in a Final Four so I can cast and yell at all of your mistakes, because they are there.
I'd be terrified for Aftermath to cast my games. I'd be terrified. Everything is a misplay. Everything. Just absolutely everything. But yeah, I digress. It's going to be a great time. Sincerely, it's really going to be a great time. It's going to be a fun time. Even if you don't win, it's the biggest event thus far. Hopefully there'll be even bigger ones in the future. Again, we're just starting. This is Infinite Mana League Season 1. There's going to be more events. There's going to be more tournaments. There's going to be more prize pools. So let's make this one a huge success, and then just keep this growing, and have more and more awesome tournaments in the future. I'm super excited. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Fake Muse, you got any final words of wisdom?
Go Titans. That's all I got. Yeah.
I never know what you're gonna say, and it's always football related. It's usually Roll Tide, but this time it was Go Titans.
Well, hey, the playoffs are today, so we gotta pull for the Titans tonight.
Roll
today, actually.
Titans.
It'll be happening during the tournament. There's a 1-day tournament that has over 1,000 people entered already. That's not Infinite Mana related, but I'll be playing in that tournament and watching the Titans at the same time.
Very nice.
Something on community gaming. I forgot what it is.
People asked in the chat one last time, how do I register? There's the registration link in the chat. You just go here, you smash enter tournament, and then it will ask you for a transaction fee as you send your 6 gods to enter. And lastly, I will just say big shouts one last time to Elite Pro. You guys can check them out. I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to paste this link in the chat as well. In fact, I think I have. Oh, I got a affiliate link. That's even better than the regular link. Check that out. No, there's no transaction fee. I don't know why someone said transaction fee. This is gods. It's on layer 2. It's free. $0 transaction fee, not 50. Long live IMX indeed, Mr. Moo. Absolutely 0 transaction fee to enter. Pretty freaking sweet. So yeah. Don't send it to layer 1. Read the page. Are you telling me to read the page or him to read the page?
He's telling somebody to read the page,
Him.
but nobody
Okay.
reads the page.
There's a lot of words on this page.
If you've ever run a tournament, the one thing you can be 100% certain of is nobody's going to read what you write. So Saints is going to have to come down and deliver the ban hammer on people.
Yes, but yeah, there's no restrictions on cards, by the way, except for Mythic Rarity. It is a best of 5 conquest. You can ban 1 god. So you don't have to submit deck lists in advance this tournament like you did in the last 2 that we ran, but you can still ban a god. So if you know your opponent is Aftermath, for instance, and he only plays Nature, you can just ban Nature and then free ride through the rest of that match because your opponent can't play the one god that they love. Don't ban Nature, please, says Aftermath. Ban Death.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so
you can do some scouting, see what your opponent plays.
By the way, giving away tournament knowledge there, telling you to ban Death, which means that's something he's not going to play. You don't have to worry about Death from Aftermath.
But yeah, you can check out the page too. You can see who's registered. You can check out your opponent. You can scope them out. You can click CopperPitch. You can see, oh, CopperPitch is the 23rd ranked player. And then there's a GU Decks link right here. You can click that GU Decks link, check out what decks they like to play. And
so where are you on a tournament rankings?
Tournament rankings, unranked, but tournament casting, which they don't list on here, ranked number 1, baby. Let's fucking go.
Quantity for sure.
Quantity at the very least.
But the good news is, for a $6,000 tournament, if you actually have your first ever good tournament, then you can really bump that prize winnings up quite a bit there.
That's true. I think you could probably skyrocket into first place if you just win this thing. But someone asked a great question in chat. They said, what is the schedule like? So a 10-hour tournament can be rough. So the way that we love to do tournaments in general is not to make people sit through insanely long days. I do not like that myself. And so I prefer this type of format myself. Basically, you have 3 days for every single round. And you just contact your opponent, and you and your opponent can schedule a time at your leisure and say, hey, February 6th, I'm free all day. Let's do it February 6th. Your opponent says, cool, I'm free at this time. Let's do it. And then when you make it to the next round, it all starts over with your next opponent. And so you've got plenty of days to schedule. It's very chill, easy to get done. And then when you get down to the semifinals and finals, that's when we like to do it live and cast your games and have a big old event. And thanks everybody for showing up to these big events. We love to do them. But yeah, just nice and chill schedule the whole time. No pressure. Any last questions? Let's click Fake Muse's name while we're waiting for any last questions. Where's Fake Muse? There he is. Let's see.
I'm like it. Nah.
Look at this. Top tournament player number 4. Jeez. Top ranked player number 13.
I'm angry and ranked player. I want to get back into the top 10. I was in the top 10, but then sometimes you flux wheel a little bit too much.
Is this what it looks like when you're a good player? You have all these tournaments listed?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't enter most of these, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll get here one day. Wow, this guy's got a lot of prizes. For some reason, your gold medals don't show up. Just the silvers and the bronzes. I guess Saints just figured you were never going to get a gold. And,
he's not. It's programmed. I'm not allowed to have a gold medal, but I can have all the silver.
All the silvers.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you get second place in the main event. It's gonna be a huge boost to your prize winnings.
Yeah. That actually might be the way that I can get to top tournament player number 2, because whoever beats me in the finals might be number 1.
Oh, look at this.
That prize pool.
I didn't even know you could see this top 100 list. This is pretty cool. Tournament list. You got Mirage, Dallas, Clutch making his way up there. I don't think that the newest one has been added in here yet, so Clutch might be skyrocketing into second or
I
first.
think he moves to number 2.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember the prize pool of this tournament, but I don't think first was enough to necessarily pass Mirage.
I think it was 175.
Definitely passed Atlas.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go, 175 for first. I think that's what it was. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, he will be in second place. Not bad. Got a lot of Infinite Mana people up in here. I gotta step up my game a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Fastex has done it in a very small quantity of tournaments. He won $500 in the last one day tournament they had. It's pretty impressive.
Very nice. Love to see it. All right. I don't think there's any more questions. So yeah, let's sign off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And until next time, I've been CopperPitch. Fake News, thanks for joining me. And we will see you in the future events, hopefully in this main event. Link in the chat one last time. Make sure you guys enter into this tournament. There's the link. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.